we are back.
Yay.
I had a little story about how X-Men First Class is the most racist movie ever. But
Ooh.
I'll save it.
It's racist against mutants.
Because we've got to get some of this somewhat recent news.
Can I put my gum in this Captain America tray?
Sure you can. He won't mind.
That's attractive.
He's out of it. He's out of it. He's wonderful. I love these.
Free.
All right. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to Superman. Shannon, Superman.
Yeah.
Superman.
Weird cast, huh?
Did you hear they're
They got-
going to do an 11th season of Smallville?
I hear they're only shooting him in the suit from the neck up.
God, for the whole season.
A floating head.
Mean old Scott Pierce.
It's gonna be the cheapest season of it ever because it's just gonna be Tom Welling's head.
and it's a paper mask.
It's gonna be
which
like
is the sad thing.
Futurama.
Yeah. We got our Jor-El.
It's my dad.
Great. This cast is just nuts.
It's an interesting cast.
Yeah.
I mean, you call it nuts. I think it's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, but it's nuts.
Russell Crowe.
As Jor-El.
Oh, so now
Oh, I thought you guys were just joking about that. the
No,
other day.
No.
seriously.
Oh,
so it's only a matter of time before we start getting news of Russell Crowe getting drunk and beating the boy at a
Throwing
bar.
a Kryptonian phone at
How about
somebody.
Superman would inherit his
then
ability to
they
throw cell
cast-
phones at people?
They cast Laura too.
his wife?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Soup's mom. It's nobody
Jor-El's
that I
wife is named
recognize.
Laura?
Yeah, Laura.
It's a very
L-A-R-A.
exotic Kryptonian name.
Shouldn't her name be
But like, who else was in the
Laura
running
L?
for this? It was like
Well, here's what I got.
Sean Penn.
Let's
Which
go.
I'm so glad that didn't happen.
They
Now-
talked to me about it, but I was too thin.
Now, see, I think that Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent is a great cast.
I do too.
I do.
I actually really like that.
And I honestly think Russell Crowe will be interesting
Well,
as
wait,
Jor-El.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
What about Ma Kent, too?
Ma Kent is, help me out.
No, it's
Diane Lane.
Diane Lane.
With,
Perfect.
yes.
First time I'll ever want to touch myself when I'm looking at Ma Kent.
Or as I said, if
MILF Kent.
or Mom Nom Nom
Yeah.
Kent.
Shouldn't Kevin Costner be playing Grandpa Kent? He's like 80.
Well, Costner got himself a young bride.
I know, but
That's it.
15 years ago he looked old.
He's feeding off her blood.
Dads are Robin Hood. Both of Superman's dads are
Yeah.
Robin.
Well, that's
Russell
true.
Crowe and Kevin Costner.
yeah.
Russell Crowe, Kevin Costner.
I didn't even put that together.
That's
Anyway, here we go. The casting of Crowe in the role has, it says here, a ring of synchronicity to it, as it harkens back to the casting of Marlon Brando in Warner's 1978 Superman movie.
Oh, yeah.
Brando was famously paid $3.7 million in the mid-'70s, that's big money, to be in a role that amounted to 15 minutes of screen time.
That's right. That's
two
right,
weeks
my
worth
son.
of- yeah,
I thought the parallel was they cast another fat, washed-up alcoholic.
2 weeks.
Another insane actor.
Well, and maybe he'll go crazy and get thrown off. I was hoping, honestly, that Gary Busey would get the role because I thought he would have been terrific.
Didn't
as-
Brando
Gary Busey no longer speaks English, so
Brando had some really weird idea of that Jor-El should be portrayed as like a T-shirt or something like that. I can't remember. There's if you look up like
The bottom part of Tom Welling.
he had some weird really because that's when he really started going crazy when he was in Superman and like he had these weird demands and it was something like can we have Jor-El be like a T-shirt with my voice coming out of it.
you're like totally making this up.
No, for real. It wasn't a T-shirt, but it was something just as ridiculous, like
He
a
can be
lamp,
A thong.
a lamp or
A wet nap.
A toaster oven.
a toaster oven.
A mountain of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
A shiny toaster oven.
I'll do research on that and I'll bring it back
I
because
think,
it
I
was.
think you want a monkey.
Do some research. Write us up a paper.
But the other people who were up for it was Sean Penn was one of them,
Oh, God.
and Clive Owen.
that would have been cool.
I
I
like
think.
Clive.
'Cause he kind of looks like the Henry Cavill, who is the Superman.
I think it's a little bit more fun to have Russell Crowe on there.
I'm just tired of non-Americans
Well,
playing Kryptonians.
I just
Fuck yeah. I know. Australians and Brits. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Real.
I mean, come on, having aliens.
Come
play
over here,
aliens is
taking
strong.
our-
No, and not only that, but the only American that is playing a Kryptonian is Michael Shannon, and he's evil.
Ah.
Oh, see.
This movie has something against America. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I already know I'm going to hate it because Zack Snyder's a hack.
Oh, I just received word that Gary Busey is free to do it if they want him to be Jor-El.
He's going to play
because
Doom.
Oh, why?
He was just kicked off of a movie, Mansion of Blood.
How do you get kicked off of, man?
His director
His
said
teeth
that
with the villain.
Gary had simply become too difficult to work with.
had become
Yes.
just today.
Up till then, he
Have
was
you
a complete
not
pleasure.
seen this toll in the last 20 years?
The nail in the coffin,
Serious.
it says,
Oh, go ahead.
was we were told by a woman on the set that she complained about inappropriate comments that he made.
Nice.
Gary Busey needs to play Black Man. Danny McBride's Aquaman movie.
There you
There's
go.
our villain.
there it is.
I would like.
I don't know
I
what
would
any
like-
of that means.
I'd like to point out Brian standing 6 feet from the microphone with his hand by his mouth doesn't make him any louder.
Anyway,
It's kind of like a Homer Simpson
You know what?
whisper.
I'd like to hear the kind of inappropriate comments that Gary Busey, because his appropriate comments don't make any sense. Could you imagine what your vagina I have a tiger in a tornado storm made of silk
Now go, my son.
and tuna fish.
did you see the Lord of the Rings movies? Did you see the Eye of Sauron? I imagine that's what your looks like.
And it frightens me. And I like to be
frightens me.
afraid.
But I'm not afraid.
And now I await banning.
My fear makes me My fear makes me turgid.
But I don't have fear. You know what fear stands for? Feeling exactly all right, really.
Yeah.
That's a Buseyism. That's what it is.
I just imagine the director just watching
feel
Point
it.
Break and thinking it was all right. He's like, yeah, that guy's all right.
I think that's
Let's
good.
put him in here.
I feel
wait.
totally abusive.
Yeah.
I want somebody to put him in a Lovecraft movie because he's already completely crazy, so he has that part down.
Well, the part that kills me is that they have to get rid of him in the middle of this. As if this is, I mean, 15 years ago he scared the crap out of me at a press conference. And
Yeah, they have to reshoot it, says. They
Is
have
that
to
when he walked
reshoot
up?
everything.
Was that when he walked
Oops.
up and said, "You look like a young Anne Bancroft"?
He's starting to look more and more like a donkey. Like he did something wrong on the island of Misfits or whatever.
I was being cast in the Mr. Ed movie, and I'm a very good actor. You'd believe that I was a horse.
In Pinocchio, where did they? What island did they go to when they turned into?
That was Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
That part freaks me out on the ride, by the way.
I could
go to
easily
Pleasure Island.
play that part.
I just always want to walk up to him and give him an apple.
Oh wait, so they named that bar district after that.
In Disney World.
That makes sense because I always get really drunk there.
because you always act like an ass.
Yeah.
High five, buddy.
Yuck, yuck.
Let's see.
It's candy.
We got John here from Avalanche who works with Pixar and Disney, and I got a Disney story.
Are you allowed to hear words like this if you work at Disney?
No, they have a chip in my brain. It just
I thought
censors
so.
all this out.
Gumdrops.
That's what he hears instead of.
Gosh.
Jeff was in the
Gosh.
Jeff was in the office at the Salt Lake Tribune yesterday, and he was running around saying, "Gumpy swears a lot, swears a lot," and everybody's like, "Yeah, it kind of fits right in here."
Well, the interesting thing about the chip in John's head is that it replaces the words with something more positive.
That's right.
Like instead of the word can, dream.
Oh, in that case, it should be Jiminy Cricket that's the voice.
Artist courage.
You're courageous.
And somehow Snail Trails becomes imagination.
But strangely enough, night
Gross.
rapes still night rapes.
Night Rape is still Night Rape?
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't get
Well,
changed.
It is the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
And speaking of the Magic Kingdom, that is the movie that is being written by Michael Chabon.
Oh, Michael Chabon.
Chabon.
The novelist who also just wrote the John Carter movie.
Well, here's what happened. Here's how this all breaks down. This guy, he's Pulitzer Prize winner, is going to be writing the script for the Magic Kingdom. Jon Favreau is directing it. Now, originally, when we told you about this, Ron Moore, Battlestar Galactica reboot, wrote the first treatment of the script. Favreau got involved and said,
It doesn't make sense.
Why are they having with cavemen at the end?
I don't understand.
Why did...
Well, really got to foolish. So let's.
Yeah, Favreau just said, you working the basketball court in on top. Why are the cave? That just doesn't make sense at all.
And white.
Yeah.
Pylon.
No, he's a woman that flies down.
There are 7 Dumbos.
Dun dun.
What does it mean? This has all happened before.
Oh, nicely observed,
It
sir.
turns out Space Mountain is actually the top of a giant spaceship that is buried underground, and it's
All the seven dwarfs sitting together. So say we all.
clearly you can see why Mr. Favreau didn't want that. But so he and this Chabon, they've been like hanging out at the park.
Oh dear God!
Oh my God, I would love to be there for that.
Did you ever
actually.
notice that Walt's an inch taller than he was in real life?
So they've been hanging out at the park, and they've now written a script, and this is the one that's going forward. And he also, like you said, he's worked on the John Carter of Mars script, and he's also doing. Remember, we told you about this series before. He is involved with Hobgoblin, which is an HBO series that can be summed up simply: magicians versus Hitler.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've already written my parody. It's called.
Of course, the porno parodies.
Sometimes they just give it to you.
It's GOBB LIN.
I put that in there. Shannon's got a part.
Hope.
You're the gobble.
The goblin.
I don't want to be the gobble. I want to be the knob.
Lee George Cade's son is not here, so
And it'll
child
be-
services, you don't have to come visit him.
No, he's emancipated. We set him free.
Goblin will be filmed on location.
Yep.
At Gobbler's Knob in
That'd be nice.
Pennsylvania. All right. So there's that. Let's see now, John. I want you to talk about. Let's talk about video games for a minute because, well, you know a few things about them. The Cars 2 video game I've got to play, and it's excellent. You
It's
played
so
it.
much fun.
That's his baby.
I love it.
This is the guy.
There you go.
He's
Yeah,
the one who made
we
it.
were pretty happy with it, and it's going out to reviewers, and they seem to be
Woot.
accepting it pretty warmly.
At the time you hear this, it will be out.
Yes,
Is
yes.
there,
when you
is
hear
there
this, it
car
will be out.
combat in it?
Why? Yes, there is.
Because I love car combat
Oh,
games.
this is for you.
Car racing games? No.
Not
I
so
tried.
much.
I tried to
combat
explain it to these guys
got a
after
little
I
bit of both.
after I played it. I tried to explain it like it's like if you took the GoldenEye game and the Mario Kart battle
Yeah.
and stuck them all together, and you get to have your car have different armaments, and there is a goal and there is a game at the end. I said this is a game that kids are going to be playing during the day.
What?
Excuse me. And Dad and his drunken buddies are going to be down there at night playing the battle mode. If they
Yeah,
can drive
yeah,
in.
yeah.
And
There you
what-
go.
What's good about it is it's easy to pick up and get to handle the controls really well. Because when I
Okay.
did it at E3, the
Do you
guy
have
was
to
like,
use every finger on your hand while you're playing it?
no, it's
No.
it's very simple. But the guy was like, "I'll take it easy on you like that," and all of a sudden I started kicking his ass like that. He goes, "Oh, screw this," like that, and then he just destroyed me. But
I heard about that.
it's
actually.
fun. It's a good time.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it's a challenge when you're making something off of a Pixar product, because it's got such a broad demographic where you're, trying to reach little kids,
Right.
but you're trying to, please adults as well.
Well, and
Plus,
that's
plus it's Pixar, and Pixar movie quality is so high.
Absolutely.
the how you guys got involved with Pixar. I don't know how that began, but I know that it was Lasseter that saw the toy box of the Toy Story 3, which is this never-ending. You could play it forever.
Right.
For lack of a better term, Grand Theft Auto, a Toy Story kind of thing, that you could just go forever, and it was him.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do.
Yes.
Oh wow!
What,
no,
you wanted to know what happened
Horse.
to Bo Peep.
That was horse.
See, there's the chip.
There's a chip.
No, what he
Bullseye.
Would he actually beat Bo Peep to death and took her money?
Yes.
Wow.
And he went up in health. It was crazy.
Is that why he's named Woody?
So, but it was Lasseter playing that with his kids like for 3 days straight.
Yeah, actually, when we did Toy Story, we didn't just, because we're an internal studio to Disney, they didn't just give us the gig. We had to go out and earn it. So we were competing against THQ and Sega. But we got it off the strength of this toy box idea. And the director of the film, Leon Cridge, he took it home before we released it. He loved it. He played it with his kids. Lasseter played it with his kids. They loved it. And so we didn't have to compete for Cars 2. They just handed that one over to us and said, do that again, only with cars.
But they didn't necessarily want you to follow the plot of the movie.
No, they're really cool about that. They're very much a creator-driven studio. And so, when we came in, we said, well, hey, this, Cars is a cool, spy story. So we want to kind of riff off this idea of the spy academy. So we just kind of asked, where do the cars go? Where did Finn McMissile go to train to be a secret agent? And they were like, well, we don't know. We didn't really make
didn't
up
go
that
that
part
far."
of the story. Yeah. So we said, yeah, can we take a shot at it? So we came back to Avalanche and we started, just thinking of different ideas, different acronyms. What would you call a spy academy for cars? And we actually opened it up to the whole studio and let people just submit ideas. And somebody came up with the idea for Chrome, which has the ridiculously long name of
And I
the
can't
command headquarters for reconnaissance operations and motorized espionage. Dun, dun, dun.
It's like Shield. It's like Shield.
It's
Isn't it?
like Shield.
Exactly.
And we took that back to Pixar, and they really dug it. And we said, okay, great. Well, let us set the game after the movie's over, and we'll put it all inside of this spy training academy, and it's a big holographic computer, so that you can take all the cars from Cars 1 and all the cars from Cars 2 and have them play together and still make sense from a continuity standpoint.
See, now what's great about that? You can kill Mater. I just want to throw that out
Oh
there.
my God, I am so there. How many?
Sold!
How many of the platforms is this across anyway?
This is crossed everything. So yeah, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, the Wii,
Super
Is it all
PC, Mac. I think there's a Commodore.
Did you say
64.
Super NES?
Yeah, Super NES.
That's right.
That's weird that they made that.
I know. I was shocked.
Well, we had a little extra time.
Is the Wii version the same as the other ones?
Yeah,
I know-
basically, we did its own art style for it, but all the same modes.
Okay.
Nice.
Basically, all the same gameplay.
So now that you're done with this, do you have time for that Knob Goblin game I pitched you last week?
Well, we were looking at that. However, there's a problem.
There's some rights issues they run into.
okay, then
Some guy named Lee George Cade
Okay.
owns the rights to the movie.
Now this is what we call the bait and switch. How about Mandalabra?
Oh no!
It's a spooky gothic
Lee,
romance.
it's never going to happen.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Now you, because you're in the industry, you were telling me earlier.
Yeah.
And I said save it for the show. The Marvel MMO. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. I got
Oh
a
my
chance
God!
to,
Who let, a
say-
teenage,
hold
who
on.
let a teenage girl in here?
Lee,
What?
quit yelling like that. A guy on a treadmill is going to get really pissed.
That was my that was my marriage screaming at its end.
Well,
as it eats your life.
everything John told me is correct. That's true.
Okay, because DCU played it for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Got bored.
Yeah. Yeah, so Gazillion Entertainment out of San Mateo, California, they're the guys developing it. I had a chance to sit down and play it, and this is going to allow you to play as the Marvel heroes, not as your own,
Create a hero.
sidekick. Yeah.
Which was the problem I had with DC.
Well, and the thing with we had this, we were very close to it with Champions Online, and then from what I understand, Marvel just said, nah, this isn't quite doing it.
Yep.
And so when you play Champions, you're on Gamma World going, this feels an awful lot like Hulk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but so this is gonna
Yeah,
this is gonna massage all those
It's
points.
going to massage all those points. And I played it, and it's good. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And Gazillion is going to they're going to give it away for free.
What?
Yeah, this is a free to play.
What?
How do you make
Shit.
How do you make money on that?
Let me get
So,
those divorce
this
papers
is,
for Lee
this
real
is
fast.
this is the whole microtransaction thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So you have Dave Brevik,
Sorry,
who
Lee.
was the head of Blizzard North, who did Diablo 1 and 2. I
No.
think he was on StarCraft.
No, you didn't get Blizzard involved with this.
No,
No,
not
Bl-
anymore. right?
Blizzard people,
Dave Brevik,
That guy.
right.
people involved in Warcrack.
Well, yeah, and Diablo specifically, though.
Yeah, and so they put it together, and they're big fans of the Korean model for gaming is a lot of free to play.
Microtransactions.
And so they're convinced that you can create a AAA title and give it away and still make money.
Let me fill this in really
don't
quick.
understand.
I'll explain it to Scott
Yeah.
really quick. The Star Trek Online game, it's right now. You can buy it for $10, and you download the game directly from Amazon, or you go down to your favorite box store and buy it for $10, and you get a month free. But then say you decide you really love classic Star Trek. They have for $10, you can download the bridge module and the costumes for the classic Star Trek. So what's the first thing that I did? I'm out $10. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. I want this Borg Tribble. I'm out another $5. Microtransactions allow you can play the game for free, but if you want the deluxe spiffy model, or with the D&D Online in particular, you can play D&D Online for free, but if you want to play the cool modules, you pay extra
Can I
money.
ask does buying this stuff affect your ability to play and win the game?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But if you want to do the cool missions that might have some really cool perks.
Exactly.
So, like in the Marvel one, you could buy Brother Voodoo for like $1.
Well, no, but that's the other thing is that it allows you to, a lot of these games, it'll allow you to have extra, maybe new powers, or in some cases, say, a
Extra
feeb like
inventory,
me.
maybe.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I love AIM. I want to go raid at AIM base. Maybe there's going to be a mission where
Yeah.
you can go fight MODOK and AIM.
It could be as simple as maybe a couple of bucks for the costume,
Or-
or classic Cap,
or
you know.
future Foundation Spider-Man outfit.
But you're not.
Or if
Yeah.
you want Tony Stark to have a bigger whiskey
But you're
glass.
not. You're not playing. You're not playing the classic heroes, though, are you? You're making your own.
No, you're playing the classic
What?
heroes.
Can
Yeah.
you make your own?
I don't know.
So if this
Not
is a
that I saw.
massive online role playing game, how are you going to have 15 Iron Men?
They decided that they didn't care.
Oh no!
Isn't
So it's
that
kind of
fun?
like Hero Clicks.
So
I'm taking on this compound with 7 Wolverines.
And you're playing with your buddies, so I mean, if
Exactly.
your friends are like, no, don't be Wolverine, I'm Wolverine.
Oh, so
then
so
you can kind of
so it's
going to
be instants then. So you're not.
That's
you're not
that's my understanding. It's gonna
okay.
be
So
pretty
you're
heavily
if you
instanced.
put a team together, then that's your team. You're
So-
not interacting with other teams.
Oh my God, I want to play the
So we-
as the Runaways.
I was going to say, see, we could do a geek show gaming session where
or Shannon and I could be Cloak and Dagger.
I want to be Dagger.
of course you're
I
Dagger.
know.
No.
I could roll the dice.
How long are we? How long are we?
It's- Peter, I'll explain to you.
I'm not exactly sure, and they
I
they
just
have
need to
me
give my
under
wife a
pretty
heads
good
up.
NDA, but yeah, I would say a couple years. But Brian Michael Bendis is doing the writing on it, so
Oh Jesus!
No, I'm happy.
No,
about
no,
that.
That was a satisfied.
was
Oh,
the-
Jesus!
So this may be an online game, my first one that I decide I'm going to do.
I'm really amazed you didn't go to Star Trek.
I am still this close.
Yeah. Same.
And there's one thing that there's a feature on that called the Forge that allows you to make your own adventures. And so let's just say Broovies is only halfway done, but so far clearing out all the targ from the kitchen is kind of a blast. You can make your own adventures and your own away team parties and stuff like that.
What about sovereign class starships?
I'm one rank away from getting one.
Yeah.
The USS Pierce.
I thought about it. I was mostly
Pew, pew.
trying to name my ships after famous lesbians, but
Well, there you go.
Here comes the USS Ellen DeGeneres.
the
Although
Portia
I-
de Rossi. She
I
looks
think-
fine, but
SS Pierce.
I have the NX.
USS Roseanne, please. Please break away from your moorings.
It's a Galaxy
Heave to
class.
prepare to be boarded.
You're about to crash into the USS Melissa Etheridge.
All right.
So now we've got the lesbians as our latest group we've offended.
No. Lesbians.
I love lesbians.
We do.
Ladies, I'm going to kick all these guys' asses.
Do it. While Mr. Pierce is here, I have a TV story.
Here we go.
I read your article about this, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I have not. So I can't wait for you to weigh in on this. For those of you who are not listening to this in Utah, this
Your congratulations.
you're going to be able to watch. And again, I don't even know if the show's any good.
It's okay.
It might stink, as far
It's
as I
not
know.
Terrible.
But I'd like to be able to decide whether I'm going to watch it or not.
Heathen.
Here we go. It is KSL Television.
Oh, they didn't want to show. They still don't even show Saturday Night Live, do
They
they?
don't. They
Showed it on 14.
They send Saturday Night Live to another
Jazz.
station in town, and they run it. Their argument was we actually have higher ratings running what we're running instead of Saturday Night Live.
Isn't
Well, there is-
SNL
I
one of
don't
the
know.
highest
Actually-
rated shows on
No,
TV?
no,
right now?
no. Actually, if
I know.
we're doing very well with the sports programming, I know at one point he said no. In this particular, you can't beat them up as much, and they do Saturday Night Live prime time.
Okay.
So
You and
I
Scott
know, and I hate
why
it when
he's
I have
here.
to. Yeah.
Well, they are not going to run a new show that is coming this fall called The Playboy Club.
Because
Everyone saw the success of Mad Men and went, well, let's
make that over and over
Let's do
again.
that. Let's
Not
do
as good.
it's
that.
on 2 more times this fall because there's that and there's Pan Am on ABC.
Right.
Yeah.
With Christina Ricci.
So that's the difference. That's what they did. They decided we'll go and the Playboy Club. So NBC puts the show together. They're really excited about it. Well, KSL says we're not going to run it. Not because it's dirty,
No.
but it says here Mark Willis. Thank you. KSL.
No, Mark Willis, he just gives us the willies.
Oh, he's the station president. He said, we're not running it. The Playboy brand is known internationally. Everyone is clear what it stands for.
Titties.
Bush. Nice articles.
No, not so much Bush anymore. Not since the 70s.
We want to be sure everyone is clear
Landing
what
strip?
the KSL brand stands for, which is completely inconsistent with the Playboy brand. So they're not going to run it. And I don't know if you've heard whether someone's going to pick it up here in
it'll
town.
Probably, but it probably won't air. I don't know how it's going to air in pattern because Channel 30, which picks up most of the stuff or all of the stuff that KSL doesn't air has a local newscast on at 9 o'clock.
Well, let me
I got in trouble. I got the crap beat out of me by a few commenters, some of whom I believe were plants, but that's neither here nor there.
What?
Because I called KSL a bunch of hypocrites. Because
I thought your article was great, by the way.
they, thank you. They, this is all about the Playboy brand.
Yes.
And when I wrote about it, I said that I could, having seen the pilot, that all nearly 300 episodes of Law and Order SVU that have aired on KSL adult than this thing is.
Yeah.
And they ran almost 200 episodes of Will and Grace, and my comment was that Will and Grace, Will and Grace, which I thought actually started out good but kind of weakened quickly. But Will and Grace never met a dirty joke it didn't like.
Exactly.
And so and Community's got so much innuendo in it.
Well, there's
like the
Innuendo.
I mean, okay, and what I didn't write, which I kind of wish that I had, was let's assume that adult programming is bad for kids. And which is why for more than 20 years I've been writing that parents ought to pay attention to what their kids watch and so on and so forth. But let's assume that let's accept that adult programming is bad for kids. KSL doesn't care that it has adult programming on unless it has the word Playboy attached to it.
Yeah, that's what
because
yeah.
Once again, this show is essentially sort of a crime drama set in the early 60s where the characters either work at or belong to the Playboy Club. There's kind of a really gross death in it, but it's, having watched most of the NBC pilots, it pales in comparison to the extraordinary amount of blood that's in the Americanized Prime Suspect that they're going to be airing and some other shows. I just think, if they really cared about, protecting the public, and they are so concerned about programming, they'd worry about other shows. What they're worried about is we can't have Playboy associated with KSL.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to back it off of the content and make it more of a technicality question. Here we go. I used to be a DirecTV subscriber, and for the longest time, they let me not only get my local channels, but New York TV, NBC.
The East Coast feed.
So I could watch NBC shows
You can't
2
do that.
hours before. So what happened? The local channels bitched because I'm watching it then and not watching their feed. Okay, great. That was taken away for that reason. Doesn't this, what they are doing, negates that whole rule?
Well, I mean, their contention, which once again I have to agree that they have a point. This isn't 1980, and you will be able to watch it online. You will, probably another station will pick it up. I just find it interesting that they have such selective times when they climb on a moral high horse.
Yes, I agree. They are not consistent.
And, they pull off God, the Devil, and Bob, which was a horrible show.
Admittedly.
It was a horrible show. But they pulled it off because it had God in the title of it. Not because...
it was
Not
terrible.
because it was horrible.
Not because it was horrible.
Yeah.
They showed every single episode of Outsourced.
Well, yes, and that was... yes. And,
That was the most offensive thing on TV, I think.
way back when they pulled off Picket Fences, which had a lot to do with the fact that they had an episode with polygamists on it who were
I
sort
remember
of Mormon.
Yes.
It's their station. They own the license. I mean, it is public airways, but they own the license. They can do what they want with their station. And I there were people who thought that I was saying they should put this show on. I don't care if they put this show on or not.
Just be honest about it.
Yes, and don't talk to me about community standards because
I'm so glad you guys don't work for those douchebags anymore.
Yeah, and
although I should have seen this coming. I was, just so you know, and I was attacked for sour grapes because these were the people that fired me. Now, I never actually worked for KSL, so KSL did not fire me. And frankly, until the last 3 years, I wrote the same kind of columns at the Deseret News
You did.
about KSL as I just wrote for the Tribune.
My contention with KSL is they should just decide whether they're going to be in the TV business or not.
Yes.
Especially considering how the TV
Well, that's what
business
you
is
said.
faring right now, you need the shows that are going to get the eyeballs.
That's what he said
they
in
either
your
need to
article.
sell
Yeah.
the station or go independent,
Did
and it
you
would
guys-
be tough to go independent.
Did you guys read the article with Lucasfilm where they're saying the only reason why they're saying that right now it's money and technology, but the number one reason why they haven't moved forward with the live action Star Wars is because television's imploding. So like we don't know what the platform's going to be in 5 years, so we're holding on.
That's also kind of bullshit. But
I have a question about the Playboy Club.
I mean, there's some merit to that argument, but that most of that is we don't know what the hell we're doing.
I have a question about the Playboy Club. You've seen it?
Yes.
That lead character. So I've seen like the little trailer commercial thing. That lead character dude. Is his name Ron Graper? He reminds me. he really reminds me of somebody.
That sounds familiar.
He reminds me of this guy that made a Lifetime movie,
Wow.
and he had an affair with a country music star that was in it, and they were both married to other. Oh wait, that was
Let's make this guy just like Don Draper.
All right, let's wrap it up then, and we'll get some more to drink and start all over again. Anything before we go? Anything? I know you usually have DVDs for us, and
I have a book.
Jimmy.
I have a book.
And I actually have a recommendation.
Oh, good.
I have a show.
Yeah. I should have put the real cover back on it, but this is titled Nerd Do Well.
Oh, it's
the
Peg.
autobiography of Simon Pegg.
Oh,
And wow.
If you're a geek, you're gonna love it, right?
Yes, and there's a whole section on the Star Wars prequels.
Star Wars, Brian.
He's already shaken.
Okay. DVDs.
A couple things coming out. Cowboy Bebop the movie is coming out on Blu-ray.
Really? That's about time.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
great one.
Now, if you're not a fan of the TV series, don't bother with the movie. But if you like the movie, it falls in place. Now, somebody's going to correct me on this. I think it's in between episode 23 and 24 is where the movie takes place.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
A movie with Paul
That was
Giamatti
scary.
called Barney's Version. And I think I liked it more than Vice,
You did.
but I liked it.
is it a big purple dinosaur?
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
actually.
Apparently, they got the news that people wanted the extended edition of the Lord of the Rings trilogy on Blu-ray, so now it's coming out.
Who said that?
I don't
Who
know.
wanted that?
Some people were pissed.
I want
it.
it.
Oh, you? It was you?
I've got 16 hours. I've got nothing
How much
better to
is
do.
it?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
$17.
17.
I'm going to say $34.99.
All of them. It's all of them.
If
It
you want to
costs
hear
all of them.
the worst sound effects in the world, watch Nicolas Cage in Season of the Witch, where you hear a guy making a wolf sound, which is Vice Night.
We were laughing.
They took this. They took the sound effect from the episode of Doctor Who with the werewolf.
A movie called The Warrior's Way, which sucks about halfway through, but the end is one of the greatest fight scene finales I've seen.
Absolutely. The rest of the movie kind of blows.
It's true. Warehouse 13 Season 2 comes out.
Ugh.
They made a season 1.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Jumanji and Zathura are coming out on Blu-ray. I like Jumanji, and Zathura's all right.
They're
No,
alternating scenes one
yeah.
after the other.
I quite liked Zathura. That's a
do too.
that's a Favreau movie.
That is Favreau, isn't it?
I like Jumanji.
Favs.
And Sucker Punch is coming out.
I finally get to see the. I'm the only person who likes it in the world, and I still haven't seen it.
Visually, that show, it's great.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
just no plot.
You should probably just mute the sound and watch it.
I don't think I'm going
and
to
take
care.
off your
I
pants.
really don't think I'm going to give a shit.
It's kind of like my life. Visually, it's great, but there's no plot.
And Tony's not here to give video games, but real fast, a couple reviews. Duke Nukem Forever sucks.
Really?
It's
Wow, it took them
terrible.
20,
too bad.
20 years.
Well, see, that's the thing is that people are like, it was supposed to come out 12 years ago. It should have come out 12 years ago.
Well, would have been good 12 years ago.
Would have been good 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because there were some
It
great
would have
games
been
12
fine.
years
But
ago.
when a PR rep, I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, when the PR rep sends out a tweet that says, we're watching who's giving the negative reviews, and you pretty much will not be getting games next time.
Are you
Oh, yeah.
kidding me?
No,
That's
this
evil.
happened, and 2K Games is the one who's handling Duke Nukem. They're the one who made it. They dropped this PR firm immediately
Good.
for putting. Oh, it's what I've ever heard.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, it sucks. And then,
Wow, that is astonishing.
unprofessional.
That's incredibly
Yeah, it is.
unprofessional.
That's
oh yeah,
extortion.
I mean,
mean-
because I got an email that said it was titled "My Apologies" or "Apologies," and it was from this guy, and I go, "What are you talking about?" Like that, and then I saw the news come out the next day that this guy had said, who's spitting out venom at Duke Nukem, you will not, be participating in the next round of games. So.
At the risk of sounding like I have plot, that person should never work in this business again.
I think he might be having some trouble coming up in his
It'll
future.
be tough, yeah.
And the Green Lantern game was all right.
You played it, John, right?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
It's a movie video game.
My only,
It's like the Thor game. It's okay.
in this, if you have games coming out too, my biggest problem with it was the save points because I would beat a final boss, right, and then I'm low on energy because they kicked my ass. I go get killed by a couple other people, and it makes me go all the way back to the beginning and fight the main boss again.
That's like the Thor game.
And I was, and that's actually what made me stop playing. I was like, nope, not playing that.
No,
Done.
you should have a save point right after the boss.
So
or right during.
That's 101.
All right.
Yes, before you're
That
about
is
to
it.
die.
Of course, Cars 2, the video game. John recommends that.
Yes, indeed.
No
Go play.
surprise.
And
I wanna
I'm
play more
really
of it.
eager. I'm going to try it out,
now,
actually.
I'm not sure when this actually comes out, but Jimmy, you loaned me that Squidbillies season.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
it? Season 4.
Holy
Season 4, I think.
Love the show.
When does that come out, or is it out now?
I don't know if it's out yet. I have to look it up because I was
'Cause we went to
I
the-
linked it to you and then I was going to take it back
Yeah.
and do more research from it.
Out if you're a fan of Squidbillies
And I am.
or Unknown Hinson himself, get it for no other reason than the menu. The different menus
Yes,
have
seriously.
like I had Jeff listen to these last night.
I was
and
crying. I was
it's
laughing
Unknown
so hard.
Hinson and Rusty just talking.
So that's Daddy and the Son
Yeah,
Squid.
yeah. It's
For those who
early
don't
and
know.
it's so the
That show.
yeah, and
Granny Squid.
lots of great extras.
Oh my God!
The thing from Dragon Con.
It comes out June 21st.
Who
Okay.
who knew that the voice of Granny, the guy who does the voice of Granny, is a puppeteer?
Well, he's the guy that does the
Well,
voice
he's
of
Master Shake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And,
But he's-
and watching him with the Granny
Well,
Granny puppet.
So he uses the puppet while he's doing the recording.
Yeah.
I have to
Yes.
say, Granny Squid may be one of the greatest cartoon
God.
characters to come
Well,
along in a very long
Then
time.
you want it just for the cover.
Absolutely.
Here,
Because the cover is
I'll show it to you.
all the pictures on the inside are squids, actual like dead squids dressed up
as the characters.
as the characters. So there's Granny right there. It's shit.
Oh, I need
I
this.
cannot. I can't tell you.
Shannon and Charity, when they saw that cover, just started laughing so hard that they couldn't even breathe.
I did too.
I would like to tease something for the next episode.
Yes.
Shinebox has a new intern, happens to be my son. He's been editing the Comcast version of the show, and he has an official breakdown over who has the foulest mouth on the show.
Oh,
Do we have the results yet?
He does have the results. We could do it.
So we can present that in the beginning of the,
beginning of
next
the next
episode.
show. Who
All right.
causes?
Do they get a prize?
Who causes
They
my
do.
poor 15-year-old son?
Dude, I'm that I.
Find a prize, and we will award it.
Oh,
beginning of
okay.
the next
I'm
episode.
such a guy.
Fucking
Gosh.
I'm really.
All right.
Apologize. I'm
Recommendations?
seriously
Shush,
apologizing.
shush, Shush.
My-
Two quick recommendations.
On the
asshole.
Watch Teen Wolf. Watch Teen Wolf
No!
on MTV.
Kat
which
said it's
is
good.
Which is astonishingly. I sat and watched the pilot, which I'd only seen clips of, and it reminds me very much of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Really?
And
Yeah.
and MTV repeats them constantly, so even by the
it
time
look-
you hear this, you can go back and watch it. They do the repeats. You can watch the first 3 episodes.
Kat,
or
Kat,
something.
said-
Because
Kat
it
said
looked
it's actually
terrible to
no.
me.
Kat
no,
said
no,
it's
no.
actually
It
pretty
looks
fucking
great.
scary.
It's scary and it's funny, and they've got some mythology behind it. I'm not. You never know what's going to happen,
Okay.
but the
I'll
2
give it a
episodes
shot,
I've
then.
seen were just great fun.
Okay.
And it will have aired. The first one will have aired by the time this is on. But watch Wilfred. Which,
Oh, have you seen
which, Oh yes. I've seen the first 3, and it's so weird, and it's just. But I found it oddly delightful.
And tell
Okay.
people what it is for people that don't
Oh,
know.
it's a
Elijah
young,
Wood.
nice, young, depressed young man who sort of kind of tries to kill himself in the
By,
pilot.
played by Elijah Wood.
Played by Elijah Wood, who everyone else sees his next door neighbor's dog as a dog, and he sees him as an Australian guy in a dog suit, and who smokes and drinks and smokes pot, and he's kind of trying to get nice young man to come out of his shell. And
It
it's-
looks so funny.
and it's yes, and they never there's no. It's not like they ever break character. I mean, they're totally invested in this.
Okay.
He is a guy in a dog suit, but he is a dog, and it's
does he act like a dog?
us. Well, I mean, there are little things that I just find wildly amusing, like when he goes to sit down on the couch and he turns around 3 times and then sits down. You know, and I think he only did it once, so it was it was actually sort
It's
of
really
subtle.
subtle, yeah.
But
In the promo, the thing that makes me laugh is when he's chasing a car shouting, "I will kill you!"
bitch, yes, that's yes.
Anyway.
And I'm excited about that pairing because it's with Louis. That's
Yes.
got to be a great hour of
Yes.
TV.
That
Yeah.
will be. All right, got to wrap it up.
Okay.
Mr. Barneson.
Refuse to air more ham.
Woo!